Hello, beauties. Today I just kind of wanted to put a video up and talk about, well, as you can tell from the title, it's about 9/11, and I don't know if you would call this a rant or because it's not really a rant. I just around not even around campus today, but it's just like as I've been going through my day today, seeing what I see and hearing what I hear, I feel like a lot of people have really forgotten about the significance of today. And I don't know, maybe it is because I'm a military brat. My mom's in the military, and maybe that's why it just affects me harder. And this isn't a date I could ever forget or forget what happened on today. Um, I don't, I don't really want to go through the details. If you live in America or most places, you know what happened today. And I just kind of wanted to share my personal story of what I was doing that day when that happened because I remember 9/11. Um, at the time, I was going to a Christian private school in Amherst, New York. It's like in the second or third grade, I want to say. It was I can't exactly remember the grade I was in, but I remember we had every single morning we used to do Bible study. So that morning we had come together, we had put all of our chairs in a circle, and we had just started Bible study. We had the grades in my private school. You had K through 12, but it was separated by groups. Kindergarten to second or third grade was the Alpha Center. Then we had the Star Center, and that was from, I think it was third grade, from third grade to sixth grade. And then the Omega Center was seventh grade and up. I'm pretty sure that's how we had separated. And in the I didn't know this at the time, but the Alpha Center, they had a TV in there. We didn't necessarily have a TV in our room. We would borrow theirs. So in the mornings they would watch the news, I think, or something along those lines. And what happened was the teacher for the Alpha Center, and I remember that. I remember that vividly. She ran in there and she was like, "All of you have to come quick, come quick, come look at this, come look at this." And none of us knew what it was. We didn't know anything that was going on. Like I said, we had just sat down for Bible study. As far as we concerned, this is any other day. We go in there, and the first tower had been hit. And it was just like, and it's not even like now looking back on it, but even like a year or two after looking back on it, we were small children. This happened in a kindergarten room. So all of these little children are sitting here watching this with me, with us, with three teachers. And we sat there and we watched it, and a couple of us were crying, and they just didn't know what to do. The Omega Center had its own TV, so I figured that they were watching it in there. And I don't think anybody, because we were so young, nobody exactly knew what was going on. We were just there. We were there and we watched it, and we watched the second tower fall. Or we watched the second tower get hit. We watched the second tower get hit, and after that, they wouldn't let us watch anymore. We had to go back into our rooms. Most people called their parents. You were allowed to call your parents, and you were allowed to go home if you if you if you're, and like some parents came and picked their children up. Um, I think at the time my mom was working in Buffalo, so I just I feel like because it has been 9 years, it's been a long time, and I just feel like people are starting to forget the magnitude what's going on, or what happened. And like now it's starting to be towards like the end of the war, or what we hope to be, the end of the war. But I just still don't want anybody to forget what happened that day and how it affected people like me, and even just other people, the people who were there. Because a lot of people think that, okay, yeah, it's just military. No, I lived in New York at the time, so a lot of the people there were affected. My auntie Angie, she's like my mom's half sister, and she was living in New York at the time, and she watched the towers fall from afar. She's not military. Doesn't have like a direct connection to the military, but all of this affects her too. It as a resident, as somebody who was there. And I just feel like a lot of people, I feel like that's, I mean, you guys see, I feel like a lot of people really don't understand how it still affects us today. My mom has been to Iraq for she was in Iraq and in Afghanistan and around there for most of my high school career. Most of the time I was in high school, my mom was gone. That left me to kind of step up, being the oldest child when it came to my family. And that was the beginning of that, and it still affects my family today. What happened that day and the decisions made after have still affect my family today. My mom is back, and she's back in the States, and she's been back for a few years now, but it still it affects us all to this day. And I just want people to know that people are still being affected by what happened. And I feel like that needs to be said. I just feel like that needs to be said, that people are still being affected by what happened. And if you want, I will just comment below and tell me how. And I would love for this, because I want people to remember 9/11. That's the point of this. So if you would please just comment below and tell me what you remember, how you remember 9/11. I know it only gives you a certain number of characters. So I mean, if it is really long, you could sum it. But I really want people to know and to feel, not just know, because people are like, yeah, people are affected, whatever, but it's like really serious, and you don't know, that could be the person sitting next to you in class. Just as simple as that. So you could say something and not even know that somebody who is seriously affected by what happened is 2 feet away from you. And other people just don't know. So that's pretty much it. Guys, just appreciate life and the people that you have in your life, and just be aware of what's going on, I guess. Stay beautiful, beauties.